Coming up on Juice and Java, it's Halloween. We're breaking down all the events happening on campus today.
And we had a friendly competition to see who could make the best Halloween costume.
And Yao Bonsu is in the studio to break down what you missed at the BET Awards.
Juice and Java starts right now.
Good morning, I'm Carmella Boykin.
And I'm Walker Simmons. Thanks for starting your morning with us.
Let's kick things off with a squeeze.
Yes, but it is Halloween.
I mean, it does look like we both got the memo, and Emily Karp is in studio to talk to us about what events are going on around campus today. Emily?
Hey guys, so as you can see, both Carmella and Walker are in costume today, and it's Halloween, but it's just a little bit different than normal this year. The candy-filled spooky day will still be candy-filled, and it will still be sweet, just from a distance this year. Complications from COVID-19 are forcing individuals around the country to celebrate in unique ways, and Syracuse University is doing just that. Vice Chancellor Michael Haney is asking that all students remain vigilant and aware of party planning, knowing that this holiday usually sparks large gatherings. In an email to students, Chancellor Kent Syverud said, quote, "I ask that you continue to put your safety and that of our community first. That means off-campus gatherings should be no larger than 5 people, and please don't host parties. We are one party away from a spike in cases that would force us all to pause residential instruction and activities on campus," unquote. While Chancellor Syverud and Vice Chancellor Haney ask that students remain aware, they understand students want to enjoy themselves today. Students can still get together in smaller groups. In efforts to widen the celebrations on campus, SU also has scheduled various Halloween-themed activities for students. Pumpkin painting, virtual escape rooms, and Orange After Dark Halloween Tales of Horror are just a few of the many spooky activities taking place while at a distance. Many dorms around campus are also getting into spirit. For example, Watson Hall is holding a door decorating contest, and the top 3 spookiest doors can enter to win a prize. With just 4 short weeks remaining in first semester, Chancellor Syverud wants students to understand how vital it is to take these new procedures seriously. Everyone can celebrate if they stay aware and act out of safety. From everyone at CitrusTV News, we want to wish you a safe and happy Halloween.
Thanks, Emily. As Emily said, students are being asked to remain vigilant heading into this Halloween weekend. More than 30 new COVID cases have been reported among Syracuse University students since Thursday.
The new COVID spike follows 2 separate off-campus events last weekend, a party held at Orange Crate and an off-campus bar last Saturday, and an unsanctioned fraternity party. The University and Onondaga County Health Department are currently working together to identify any potential exposed individuals to stop the spread.
Students that were at either event are being asked to shelter in place and contact the COVID-19 Program Management Office at 315-443-6180.
And keeping things here on campus, in an effort to make campus more green, Syracuse University is funding grants for sustainability projects. The Syracuse University Campus as a Laboratory for Sustainability, or CALS, program has opened to new proposals.
Applicants' projects aim to help reduce greenhouse gas emissions or raise awareness about environmental sustainability on campus. The program has been held annually since 2016, allowing both students and faculty to suggest what ways that Syracuse can be more environmentally friendly.
The current round of applications will be open until March, and the grant recipients will be announced later in the spring.
And moving statewide, backseat passengers in New York State better buckle up this weekend. Effective Sunday, there will be a new state law requiring passengers in the backseat of a car to wear seatbelts at all times.
Governor Cuomo signed the law back in August and replaces the previous rule where passengers over the age of 16 did not have to wear a seatbelt. The rule applies to Uber and Lyft passengers.
Those who refuse to comply can face fines of up to $50 per person. Drivers with violators could be fined between $25 and $100 and will receive 3 points added to their license for every violation.
And Election Day 2020 is just 3 days away, and the races across the country are heating up. Here in Syracuse, the race for New York 24th congressional seat between incumbent Republican John Katko and Dana Balter is still anyone's game.
Others local races include a state Senate seat in the 53rd District and a state assembly seat in District 128. The last day for early voting in New York is tomorrow.
Polls will be open on Tuesday from 6 to 9 p.m. Absentee ballots must be received by November 3rd at 9 a.m.
Now moving internationally, on Friday, a 7.0 magnitude earthquake hit off the coast of Greece and Turkey. The Turkish city of Izmir has had some of the largest impact, with citizens being injured or killed and buildings reduced to rubble.
The Greek island of Samos also reported 2 deaths. Samos had some coastal areas of Turkey are now facing flooding. So far, there are 27 confirmed deaths, over 800 injured between the two countries, and rescue efforts still underway.
The president of Turkey and the Greek prime minister have shown solidarity following each event, each putting aside their differences and offering condolences.
Now, taking a look here on campus, it has been a little bit cold these last couple of days. I know we're even expecting some snow.
Oof, I hope not. We have our resident weather anchor, Caleb Britt, aka Flava Flav. Caleb, what can we expect this weekend?
Good morning, guys, and happy Halloween. As you can see, it is super cold outside. We can't escape that, but there is no rain in sight, so that is a bright side to today. Right now, we're sitting at about 34 degrees. It's mostly cloudy with 5 miles per hour winds. And then let's take a look at the rest of today. We're going to see it's going to get a little hotter going into noon today, and then we'll see a high of 47 at 4 p.m. And then those temps will start to drop around 8 p.m. So whether you're going to stay inside and do a virtual Halloween moment, or you're going to have a small gathering with 5 people or less, make sure you stay safe. Coming up, I'll have your full weather forecast for tomorrow and then a look into next week. Back to you all.
After the break, Houston Java correspondent Rachel Singleton is in studio to break down Halloween sales amid the pandemic.
And Juice and Java's Caleb Britt is back to tell us how local food banks have increased their supplies in hard times.
Stay with us.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver. The one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Welcome back to Juice and Java. The tricky pandemic actually turned out to be a treat for the Halloween industry.
Juice and Java correspondent Doracia Singleton tells us how the Halloween industry is doing this season.
The Halloween industry was very spooked about what was to come for this year's holiday. Now, according to the National Retail Federation, the Halloween industry is worth $9 million. So what does that mean for this industry mid-pandemic? Well, candy and costume companies were scared to even know the outcome, and they just knew that this would not be the year for them. It actually turned out not to be that scary. With the world desperately craving something to celebrate, this holiday couldn't have come at a more perfect time. And while this could have been the biggest Halloween yet, with it landing on a Saturday and having an appearance from a full blue moon, for many, this actually turned out to be just that. This has been the best business they've seen in years. Many traditional Halloween activities were canceled this year, and CDC does recommend that you should not give your candy to trick-or-treaters, but that you still should give it out in goodie bags at the door. Now, celebrations do look a little different this year, but major candy and chocolate companies have had to get creative with selling and marketing for their treats. And they must have nailed it, because Halloween candy sales are up 13% and Halloween chocolate alone is up 25%. So candy is still being bought for those things like the one-way trick-or-treating and for drive-in trick-or-treating. And I mean, what screams more mask than 2020? Now, according to CDC, your costume mask should not be a replacement for your cloth mask. And the Halloween staple store Spirit Halloween had only 1,306 locations open last year, but according to Aaron Springer, the senior manager of public media relations, that number has actually increased to 1,400. Now, stores are adding costumes to curbside pickup and even Instacart. And while the traditional Halloween costumes like witches and princesses are still selling, costumes seem to reflect 2020 so far. So if you see a bottle of hand sanitizer walking around, you know why.
Thanks, Darisha. Now, the Food Bank of Central New York has ramped up food distributions since the start of the pandemic.
Juice and Java's Caleb Britt spoke with a recipient who says her local food pantry is helping out during the pandemic.
The University United Methodist Church Food Pantry served about 50 people before the pandemic. Now they see at least 300 every Friday.
I worked like 47 years up to SU. And when I left there, I had a handicapped granddaughter that I took her early retirement to go take care of her.
Early retirement and the pandemic changed Newton's finances. She has come to the pantry for 4 months.
I don't get the same money that I was getting, when I was working. And it's kind of hard now.
The pantry provides Newton with enough food that lasts a week. That's plenty for her home of 4.
We couldn't get what we got because of them. I tell them all the time, thank you for everything. I tell them all the time.
Newton and many others come to the food pantry weekly to receive items like cereal, eggs, and canned goods on a weekly basis. This food comes partly from the Food Bank of Central New York.
Compare March 1st through September 30th, 2019 to that same time frame in 2020. We went from 9 million pounds to more than 15 million pounds of food, and it was a 63% increase in the amount of pounds distributed out.
Production at the Food Bank of Central New York will run like usual for the holidays. This means that Newton and others in the community won't have to worry about food for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Reporting from Syracuse, Caleb Britt, Juice and Java.
Thanks, Caleb. When we come back, Walker and I squared off with our fellow hosts, Ryan and Josh, to see which duo can come up with the best costumes.
Stay with us.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where did cats go on vacation? New York.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
To get into the Halloween spirit, we challenged Josh and Ryan to a friendly costume competition.
Our producers gave us the materials and a surprise challenge. Let's take a look. Welcome back to Juice and Java. We are joined by both pairs of co-hosts this week.
We're having a little bit of a costume competition.
That is right. Each set of hosts has a bag full of surprises. We do not know what is inside. One host is going to be dressing the other host in a costume made entirely from the materials we find inside the bag. And it's completely a surprise for all of us right now. Let's get started.
All right, what do we got in live reaction of what's inside the bag?
We got some creepy cloth. Cake plates and napkins.
Tablecloth. Oh, we got a lot.
Cloth decoration. Scissors, okay. Scissors.
Ooh, we have a secret note. Juice is sweet and Java is bitter, and the producers know you're not quitters. Too many treats is never good for you. A trick is the only we can do. It seems like the winter holidays have invaded. You have 15 minutes. Let's get creative. Yes!
Oh, perfect. You look beautiful, Josh. You look beautiful.
This is a beautiful sight. It's always nice seeing Josh Myers dressing up, not in a suit, but this is my cup of tea. I like it. I like the cape. I like the skull and everything. Very fashionable, and then Carmella's doing a great job over there.
I'm feeling pretty good. It's taking a lot of balance to keep this tree in my head. Don't get me wrong, I'm a huge supporter of Scotch tape. It just doesn't seem to be holding it up right now very strong.
I think we're almost done, right, Josh?
I agree. I can't really move at all, but you know. Oh, there's a bug in my eye.
Yeah, well, let's.
It was a tough decision, but I have to go with Team Ryan. The creativity's off the charts. I like the orange, I like the bow ties, and the fact that Josh's phone can't even recognize his Face ID shows how creative it is. So I'm gonna have to go with Team Josh on this one. I'm sorry,
We really listened to what the judges said. We're gonna come back stronger next year.
Absolutely. We don't want to let down the fans. The model did fantastic work. Did an amazing job of balancing, and so I really want to make sure that for the fans we do better next year.
We're very proud. We put a lot of thought into the concept work for this costume and really was able to make it deliver, and we pulled through, right, Josh?
Okay, so the costume is slowly falling apart. That's okay because when we come back, and just Java will have your slice of nature.
Chester for wrapping up. The first time ever What a Show was virtual.
Absolutely. Nevertheless, it brought out exciting performances, stunning upsets, and the patented BET ciphers. Here to tell us more about hip-hop's biggest night is Juice and Java correspondent Yao Bansu. So yeah, there were a lot of awards given out to hip-hop's biggest stars. Can you tell us who some of the top winners were?
Among the top winners, Roddy Ricch and Megan Thee Stallion dominated the winners. Roddy Ricch won Song of the Year with The Box. He also won Hip Hop Album of the Year with Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial. And then an obvious winner here, Future featuring Drake, Life is Good. That won Best Hip Hop Video. And then Pop Smoke, rest in peace to the Woo. He won Best New Hip Hop Artist. And then Megan Thee Stallion won the biggest award of the night, Hip Hop Artist of the Year.
Now, there was some controversy after the show, specifically with Lil Baby not winning Hip Hop Artist of the Year. What can you tell us about that?
I could tell you that Lil Baby was pretty much robbed. I mean, he had 4 nominations and he only won 1, which was Impact Track. And as I mentioned before, Megan Thee Stallion won the award for Best Artist, and it seems like BET was having a little sympathy for Megan after her altercation with Tory Lanez earlier in the year. But let's keep it straight. Lil Baby had the #1 selling album of 2020 with My Turn, so it's only right that he won the award. So in my opinion, he was robbed.
I don't know about that one, yeah. That sounds like a little bit of a hot take, but I respect your opinion. Now, one of the biggest parts of the night were the annual BET ciphers. So which one stood out to you?
I mean, this is an obvious one. Brandy, Erykah Badu, Tiana Taylor, and her did a cipher surrounding around Brandy's hit song, I Wanna Be Down, and let me recite some of the lyrics that were said on the cipher for you. Watch as I combine all the jewels from the mind, poetic, profound, and lyrically inclined, spiritually aligned, cause it's all by design. You can follow behind, but you can't cheat the grind. It's that rhythm and blues, paint emotional hues, they just misuse it with unethical views. It's for professional use. I mean, come on now. This is art at its finest, and it's crazy how 4 predominantly R&B artists can come into a hip-hop award show and rap better than some of our favorite rappers.
All right, yeah, now, no music show is complete without performances. Which one stood out to you?
To me, I have 2 performances that stood out. The first one is Lil Baby featuring 42 Doug, We Paid. I mean, this song is a hit. You either know it because you're a fan of Lil Baby, or you know it because of that cringy TikTok video of Tony Lopez dancing to it. And then for my second performance, I'm gonna have to go with Big Sean, Jhené Aiko, Anti-Dollar Sign performing Body Language. I mean, Big Sean and Jhené Aiko, they're hip-hop's best couple right now. No disrespect to Beyonce and Jay-Z fans, but they're simply non-existent, and Big Sean and Jhené Aiko are dominating music in every which way how.
Oh, absolutely. Body Language is fantastic. And Yao, thank you so much for spitting some bars for us too. Coming up, Caleb Britt has this week's weather forecast.
Stay with us.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Welcome back to Juice and Java. Let's take a look at your weather for tomorrow. As you can see, you see some rain right here. We have some scattered showers for tomorrow, but at least it's on Sunday and not on Halloween today. We're going to see at 9 a.m. we'll see temps be at around 43 degrees, and then those will rise to a high in the 50s around 3 p.m. in the afternoon, and then we'll see those drop again. In the evening, we see 47 around 6 p.m., and that will only drop from there. Let's take a look at next week. So you already heard about it. There is a chance for some snow on Monday. So go ahead and get those boots and those jackets ready just in case. There'll be a high of 38 and then a low of 32. And then on Tuesday, we see the sun come out again with the high of 43 and a low of 35. And then let's take a look at Wednesday. It's going to be mostly sunny. So that's something to celebrate about, with a high of 54 and then a low of 41. And then taking a look at Thursday, we have a high of 62 degrees. So we might have some fall vibes coming in on Thursday, and then a low of 45. And then on Friday, more sun again with a high of 67 and then a low of 45. Again today, happy Halloween and stay safe. Back to you all.
Much, Caleb. While you might not be able to go to a huge Halloween party this year, you still can show off your costume. The Syracuse Army ROTC is hosting a virtual Costumes for the Kids 5K all day today.
All proceeds of the race will benefit the Boys and Girls Club of Syracuse, and to sign up, visit runsignup.com.
Now, Walker, it is Halloween. Do you have any Halloween plans?
Sadly, I won't be running any races. Hopefully, just enjoying some times with my roommates.
Yes, absolutely. Seasons. Basically the same, staying safe in small groups, but I'm really excited to watch a Halloween movie today. I really don't watch Halloween movies that much, but they're fantastic.
Right.
You have a favorite?
Not sure. Halloween horror kind of seem to be the same for me. Yeah.
Awesome. And it's been getting cold lately, so you might not be able to head outside, especially with the snow on Monday. Luckily, we have you covered.
Sit back and relax, a little slice of nature. Well, that's all the time for Juice and Java this morning.
Check us out online at CitrusTV.com and follow CitrusTV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We have a show called The Tap. You should check it out.
I'm Walker Simmons.
And I'm Carmella Boykin. Have a great weekend, Syracuse.